Good evening, beautiful people. It's tea time. Not the kind of tea time that I prefer, like green tea or fancy Earl Grey tea or golf tea time. It's letter tea time, and we'll make some fun of that too. Today's words. Okay, there's some good ones, and actually a creative answer that I'm going to share with you that I liked. So, self-care activities, beginning with tea. You already know that I love tea traveling. That's like one of my favorite things. And once we quit gambling, we can afford things like traveling. Maybe not the next day, but it definitely comes. And if you like to travel and experience new places, it's one of those carrots that you can dangle in front of yourself as a reward. It's very different. I will tell you, it's very different traveling free of wanting to bet. Like all my other traveling before I quit was centered around where's the closest casino? How do I get there? I mean, Davey and I had a not so pleasant fight on our honeymoon because I wanted to go to, we had taken a cruise and I gambled most of the cruise. And then when we got offshore, and I think it was Bermuda, wherever Aquarius, is that the name of it? Bermuda, Bahamas, one of them. Anyway, there was a resort there that had a casino, and he wouldn't let me go in. I had, I guess, pushed my luck enough on the honeymoon. And, of course, I didn't have money to go on the excursions because I had to gamble both on the boat and off the boat. So, yeah, ruining your honeymoon. I haven't thought of that in quite a while. A couple other T words that made me happy. There's the T for tranquility. So whether you're traveling or not, but just, I love, if you can't tell, being by the water, sitting there like where it's nice and just chill and tranquil, a little bit of a breeze, no construction or lawnmowers or any of that crazy shit. To me, that's nice and tranquil, and I do love that as a self-care activity. And transformation, tea transformation. I guess because I've had it on my brain since making my 40-month video and just kind of celebrating and taking note of the transformation from when I first walked into rehab 40 months ago to where I am today. It's like a different person altogether. And I'm wickedly grateful for that. And transforming doesn't happen overnight. It really doesn't. Granted, I had always looked at going to rehab as a condensed way of like 3 years of recovery, meaning you go to as many meetings as you might over the course of, so if you go to 2 or 3 meetings in counseling a day times 30 days, it's like 90 meetings. So it's like, well, I guess not 3 years, 3 months. Anyway, it's you're focusing just on your recovery. So I imagine I started transforming a little bit in there. I think that a lot more of it came from the center. A good part of it came from the relationship I was in. And then this last year with the foundation of those things, the last year has been probably the most transformative. Really, really found my voice, really, really found my gratitude on a whole other level. And transforming is fun. Transforming is badass. Like, I can't wait to see what comes next. That's kind of the exciting part of it. All right, my last T, I thought this was unique, and I wasn't familiar from a Gamblers Anonymous perspective. So I had to look this up, and it looks like it might only be an Alcohol Anonymous thing, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. And it's, Here comes some damn yawns. T for third step prayer. So here goes. I think this is in maybe the big book. I Googled. Oh, it's the AA wallet card. Okay, so they must carry this around. Here we go. God, I offer myself to thee, to build with me and to do with me as thou wilt. Relieve me of the bondage of self, that I may better do thy will. Take away my difficulties, that victory over them may bear witness to those I would love, bear witness to those I would help of thy power, thy love, and thy way of life. May I do thy will always. A lot of T's in that. I was trying to be silly with in the beginning. It didn't work. So I offer myself to thee, to build with me and to do with me as thou wilt. Sounds like surrender to me. Relieve me of the bondage of myself, that I may do better, do thy will. Yeah, that totally is surrender and not controlling the things that we can't control. You know, having trust in the universe or the higher power. Take away my difficulties, that victory over them may bear witness to those I would help of thy power, thy love, and thy way of life. May I do thy will always. I'm reading that without any conversation and without ever being in an AA meeting to understand how they interpret it in context. Because that's just the thing, right? Like even my morning readings, whether how I interpret it and how you interpret it may be two very different things. I just share with you like I'm sharing in a meeting, and I think that could be the same for this. But what I'm hearing out of this is to stop controlling everything, and that if you turn stuff over to God, that it'll may I have a better life, I guess. That's what I got out of it. First glance. So thank you for participating with my T words today. Ooh, mouthful. T words today. I will be back in the morning, and I will share with you what we're celebrating tomorrow. I guess it's the 3 days of Bobby's celebrations, but I have another exciting kind of info share for you tomorrow. We will celebrate again. So thanks for being here tonight. I am going to pick up my bicycle. How excited am I? Very excited. All right, beautiful people. Have a great evening.